So what's up, Grow family? I wanted to stop by for a few minutes just to talk about some of the things that we've actually been able to put away, things that we grew during the spring and summer, and sometimes you don't really know what to do with that stuff. We've actually grew some bananas this year. I wanted to save it. I tried to do a live stream because I wanted to do this stuff on a live stream, but the computer's acting up for some reason. And one of my computers don't even, I don't know, it's not compatible with YouTube. I don't know what that's about. But this is the bananas we grew. Now, I started the lead former method a little late, I must say. But it did put on a lot of growth since I started clipping those leaves and watering like crazy. It bloomed a little late. I've seen even like places around the city where I am that actually had bananas on them, and they had bananas way earlier than we had. And I think that played a part in, as they ripen, like I do have a few of them that are some nice sizes, but then I do have some too. This one started to ripen first. It's just like it doesn't feel full, but it's kind of like the strawberries. Like if you grow strawberries on your own, even when they're not ripe or not perfect, they're still sweeter than the strawberries that you seem to get at the store, right? So I wanted to get one of these off. My kids have actually started eating them. We had 3 bunches, so you can see I still have this bunch, some of this bunch, but if you look on this side, they've actually been eating some. And I told them last night, I was like, y'all gotta wait. I gotta do a video on these, so after today they'll be able to come in and really eat them. But they say they're really sweet. I think they're nice too, kind of like some of the other ones that we've got, that we actually, if y'all remember when we made these, and these are just the bananas, like you get the spring roll wraps and roll them up, you can actually freeze them. So if you were looking for a way to preserve your bananas, well, freezing them in the spring roll wraps would be a good choice, because they hold a lot longer than if you just freeze them by themselves. And you don't have to wait until they start to get like this to freeze them. You know how we get the old bananas and freeze them? The ones like, hold on. Like this. These are perfect for freezing or making smoothies, not so for eating, but my kids will still eat these. So what I wanted to talk about was, how do we save this stuff? How do we keep from throwing it to the compost? Another word for how do we waste it, right? Some stuff can go to the compost, but a lot of stuff that we put in the compost, many times it should have been eaten. So let me do this. Get a nice one. The texture of everything is different when you grow it yourself. I had some clippers. Oh, look how that just came off. And let me go up above there. This knife is not for that. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like inside. So here it is. And if you look inside, you'll see how it has like you don't see in store-bought bananas, how it looks like seeds are in it. And this develops, as to me, as it ripens or gets over ripened. But the taste of them, even that little seeded part, it's not really, I mean, I'm guessing it's some kind of seeds, but it really doesn't taste like seeds. It's real soft, like a kiwi. Real sweet. This is my first time ever even getting bananas. So I'm enjoying it. I actually left these loofahs out a little too long, and it started raining and they started molding. So I just brought them in basically to just get the seeds out of them. So that's what we're gonna do with those. I think I'm gonna still use them outside for like washing stuff out, stuff that needs to be scrubbed. Then I can still use it. This was an amazing find that I did this year. Actually dehydrated some peppers, which was nice. These are ghost peppers and habanero peppers. And I didn't use anything other than just our dehydrated. It took about, I would say, I put it on at night, and the next day, the next night, I would say, they were already ready to come off. And this is how good it is using a dehydrator. I'll show you the dehydrator I used. And it's this one. It's the Nesco. If you go to Walmart, I'm sure you see this all the time. And this is all you really need. When you start getting into the Excaliburs and things like that, I guess if you was really doing some heavy duty dehydrating on a commercial scale, but for a house, that dehydrator there is plenty, because as you see right now, I'm not using it. So it's never get to the point where you just don't have enough. And I put it on 135 for most of my drying. And what I've seen is the difference between this one drying, how, let me take it out. Let me see. So these here are, like, these turn yellow when they're ripe. So these are the habanero peppers. And these are the red ghost peppers. Let me see if I can get that into focus. Down there somewhere. Yeah, so these are the ghost peppers, and you see how it still keeps that nice red color. As opposed to drying it and hanging out, I have some up here that's hanging out, and some of them, like, it starts to like turn black, starts to mold looking like, but these here I don't have any black spots on them. So from now on, I'm gonna be using the dehydrator to dehydrate the peppers. I just put this little paper towel inside of there for no reason. It was doing good without it, but I was like, if it does get a little moisture, the paper towel can kind of suck it up. But that's why I have that paper towel in there. These are also dried. This is some of the hibiscus that we have. And it's just in there to make teas. And actually this particular one I've had for about a year and a half, since last season. And I also got some lemon balm that I did the same thing. This one didn't go in the dehydrator though. You just leave these out and they'll kind of dehydrate by themselves. And lastly, this is the cassava roots. What we did this year was we just cut them up and actually froze them. Now you can freeze them like this, or you can process it with the grater, grate it all the way down, and then freeze it like this, because this is the texture that you're gonna need in order to make like the cassava cake. You're gonna need it like grind finely. So that's it. Oh, and turmeric. I've actually been planting a lot of turmeric around the yard, hoping that it comes up in the spring. And I've been planting ginger out in the high tunnel. So we've been eating a little bit because we got way more ginger than we had, turmeric than we had ginger. So we've actually been able to plant out a lot more turmeric. And we do like to eat ginger. So Bevs loves ginger. So she's been actually eating some of the ginger. And I've been like sneaking pieces off instead of eating them. I've been sneaking pieces off and bringing it to the garden to put it in the ground. Hopefully over the winter, I was talking to Guillory at Guillory's Louisiana Homestead. Hopefully over the winter, he tells me that the rhizome, it will continue to grow throughout the winter, the fall and winter season. and that way when the spring comes, it'll be a healthier root in the ground to spring up. So that's what we've been doing. Just a part of what we've been doing with the stuff we've been harvesting. I'm probably going to end up taking a lot of these turmeric roots and start to dehydrating them, just slicing them, clean them off, of course, and just slice them and put them in a dehydrator, and then throw them in a little processor and kind of grind them into powder. That's what I'll probably end up doing with some of the turmeric. But I have a lot of turmeric powder already, so I've been kind of just cooking with it, slicing them up and cooking with it. It seems to me that these roots will hold for a good amount of time, even maybe well into the spring. So I didn't wash them or anything. I just took them out and put them in here, and I got them in a pot in the other room. That way, I kind of think of it like a potato. If you don't wash it off, it'll still like hold that dirt around it, which will keep it fresher a little bit longer. So that's how we've been saving some of this stuff. That's what we've been doing, because some people were asking, what are we doing with the turmeric? How long does it last? We harvested this around November 14th, 15th, I believe it was. And we're in December now, and it still looks the same, like as if I would get this from the store. So the ginger looks good, doesn't it? Looks really good. And this even starts to, like, the husk on these are even starting to turn like this purplish. I think this is the one Bells bought from the Philippines. And these are the regular ones that I grew just from buying them out the store, popping them and planting them. So thank y'all for watching the Grow Family Network. And as always, grow, grow, grow. Peace.